Now, I would just like to re-stress, as I said in the first part of this short news commentary broadcast on this issue, that these are just theories. I don't, the title of this is "There is no Gulf Crisis," but I just say that because that's what the title it would be if these theories are correct. So it's too early for anybody to really know if all this is true. There's not enough time to do data, but as I've said, this is, to this point, this is where I'm getting. Any crisis is just mainly fabricated by the sprain, and this is a theoretical argument. Time will tell if it's correct or not. I mean, if in 6 weeks, Florida is absolutely drenched in black oil, well, then that's wrong. Then the volcano theory would be in question as well. But if things like that don't happen, well, then this theory has some power to it. So anyway, getting back to the analysis, look on your screen right now. Do you see that picture? That's a picture. Similar pictures to this are all over the mainstream media right now. I was just talking about this on Freedomizer Radio, about 2.5 hours ago. And so this is a picture of the Gulf oil. They show us this tiny little picture all crammed up in the top left corner of the Gulf. Curiously, why not show us the whole Gulf? Okay, if there's all this oil swirling around in the Gulf, why are they showing this little top half of supposedly what's there? Very curious, kind of fits the whole thesis of what I'm saying here. And also, why is it white and gray? Okay, that doesn't make any sense because everything we see is brick red. As I've had numerous shows on, and that's why one of the initial reasons I've come to the thesis that it's a volcano, because that's what a lot of underwater volcanoes do. I mean, is nobody asking these questions? Nothing fits together. It's just like 9/11. When you start to look at it carefully, like, wait a minute, everything contradicts. Nothing adds up. Well, we're getting the same thing here. Why in an aerial view, you have this little corner we're shown here. They barely even show us much of Louisiana. You can see the, well, actually they do show a little bit of it. Why is it not brick red? So people will come up with all kinds of dumb reasons and just start throwing out, oh, it's because of this, oh, it's because of this, oh, it's because of the sun angle from space. I mean, when I first started discussing the brick red oil, people came up with every reason under the sun that's probably what to do with this, but I just go with what my eyes report. That doesn't make any sense. I have to question the realness of this photo as much as everything else about this. And on that note, let's talk about the fake footage. The main issue, I think the most important, everything seems to be quite straightforward about what we're saying. It all revolves around the idea that we're being told all these things and given all these television images, and now we do have fake video footage that has surfaced, as was shown on this radio show yesterday, on this YouTube channel yesterday. So now we know, as I've been saying for weeks, we can't trust footage coming out of the lying mass media. The same people that talked us into these wars and told us about the Pentagon plane and told us that Obama's going to be changed and all this stuff. We can't trust those liars, so you can't trust this footage. Now we have verification that the footage is there is something wrong with it, so therefore you have to conclude it's the best theory is that it's fake, since everything else these liars do is not trustworthy. So neither is the video footage. But the main point is if you can't see it with your eyes, you don't know that it exists. If you want to know anything about the physical world, the only way you could absolutely be sure that something exists is if you see it with your own eyes. And seeing a robotic arm with a bunch of saws a mile down on a supposed live video feed isn't something you're seeing with your own eyes. It's about as real as those dinosaurs in the Jurassic Park movie. Or is it? It could be real or it might not. You don't know. And when it's mass media information coming from people that have repeatedly lied over and over and over to you, the best and most rational thing to do is suspend belief. To say, I'm not going to believe it unless I can see it because I've been lied to too many times by the same info source. And some of you think they could never ever hide this kind of a lie. It's impossible. And I answer saying, oh really? Well, take a look at the video on your screen right now, okay? Watch it. Tell me if you notice anything curious. It's a video I'm sure many of you have seen of a nuclear bomb going off. Do you see that there? The video is fake. You've all seen this probably many times since you were kids, and you never noticed it's a fake because the bomb goes off and goes into the clouds, and then after it settles out and goes higher up in its mushroom structure, the clouds are still there. The bomb didn't even affect the clouds. It's fake. You've seen this video a zillion times probably, and you never even noticed. That's how easy it is for the Illuminati-controlled governments to fake things. That's why they can say on 9/11, 2001, 9/11 that, oh, hey everybody, a plane hit the Pentagon, and billions of people will just instantly believe it, even though none of those people even saw it. Not even a fake picture was presented to get people to believe. They just believed because they were told, and now, likewise, people will just believe because they are told. So this is actually an easy thing to pull off with just a bit of pre-planning. They've done this so many times before, this kind of fakery. And another point here is, why was the first reaction for the governments to basically toxify the whole region by planes, spreading every sort of chemical you can imagine? Obviously, this is so amazing. You don't spray chemicals like that kill unborn children and cause kidney disease and so forth. What does that have to do with plugging a leak? I mean, in other words, if oil is gushing and gushing and gushing like mad, what is the point of putting some most of it's underwater, they say. What is the point then of some spraying on the surface? You see how nothing makes any sense? This is just pure genocide or something. I mean, it's like putting, and also the spray, if the oil was gushing like they say, the spray is like putting a Band-Aid on an axe wound, so to speak. This is a common theme in Illuminati culture, where you have this gushing problem, and then what we're told is, oh, a little Band-Aid will help. So, I mean, we're seeing repeats here. I mean, remember at 9/11, the people that just happened to be in the false flag terror zone became the sacrificial victims just because they were present at the zone. What appears to be, with this numerologically, occultly, Illuminati ordered event, that the Gulf residents are going to become the sacrificial victims because they are near the ritual zone. And now we have these workers all being exposed to the poison. They'll probably, in years to come, they'll all get sick, and then the mass media, just like they do with Gulf War syndrome, oh, all the workers from the Gulf, they're not really all sick, or a huge percentage of them, 50%, some disproportionate percentage, and they're just all making it up. It's all just mental illness or something. It's probably, I mean, do you see how this is going to repeat? We can already kind of see it. Probably that's what will likely happen, a repeat. So to sum up, we know that in the past they have drilled into volcanoes to do the exact same kind of thing that we've seen. Look at your screen right now. You can see a BBC article from this happening a few years ago. Mud eruption caused by drilling. And it's an eruption of a mud volcano. So this is precisely what appears to be going on. And it's being called oil because nobody will simply use their eyes. So the whole thing, the whole Gulf, appears to be a false flag volcano with perhaps oil mixed in it because it was under the oil fields when it blasted the whole, mud volcano means the whole cap blasts apart and there's mud everywhere, and perhaps it was underneath an oil field. But the whole idea of this being an oil spill is kind of like an Osama bin Laden. Nobody can see it, and nobody asks questions. Well, hardly anybody asks the questions, but they just believe it, that it's there. Osama bin Laden, oh, I see a picture on my TV screen, and it's the nemesis of my life. But then again, is it really real, or is it just something that's kind of like those dinosaurs in Jurassic Park? I just see it on TV, and should I really believe it's real or not for that reason? So again, I just want to stress that this is just a theory. Time will tell whether it's true or false. It definitely seems to be right on right now, and it's right in line with the Gulf volcano theorization that we've been giving on this show in the past, and time will tell if it's right. So thanks everybody for listening. Talk to you soon. And remember to go subscribe to Antimatter Radio to listen to the best radio you're going to hear anywhere. $2.89 a month, plus lots and lots of free archives in the past you can listen to. The most original radio around. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.
You are listening to Antimatter Radio from West Lafayette, Indiana, the show about everything, where conspiracy becomes science, where the natural becomes supernatural, where the brave new world slave becomes divinely inspired. conspiracy, ancient history, human origins, consciousness, parapsychology, advanced beings, spirituality, meditation, New World Order, telementation. Antimatterradio.com